Yes?
Does that have to do with the sense of karmic good, the presence of karmic good? I think it was Renyo at the closing time show said it shouldn't be shared with anyone who lacks karmic good.
Yeah, when the phrase that Michael's referring to is at the end of the Tannisho, and the Tannisho is a collection of writings, memories really of a disciple of Shinran, Yuen, who several decades really after the death of Shinran, in an attempt to clarify what he learned from his teacher, compiled this book called the Tannisho. And it's really, the Tannisho literally translated as, what is it, not regretting, lamenting the deviations. And so he compiles this text. And Daniel, several centuries later, adds to this collection and says this is an important work, but it shouldn't be shared with others outside of our tradition. And that readiness to hear the Dharma, that we've been prepared to read the information that's contained within the Tannisho, may have expressed Daniel's uncertainty if whether that would be clearly understood. That if it's read out of context, it could be misunderstood, and misunderstood to the point where in Shinran's time they were dealing with antinomianism, where you would do things, the logic was this: if you did something good, it demonstrated lack of trust in the saving power of Amida Buddha. And therefore you should do something bad to demonstrate your faith that you will be saved. See, there's logic in that. There's no logic in that. Don't go, yeah, okay, don't start thinking about it. No. I mean, but this was antinomianism. This was what was being circulated at the time, and I'm sure in many traditions it's there. Acting good shows that you don't have faith, you don't demonstrate faith in whoever is saving you. And by doing bad things, demonstrated your faith that you can be saved. And so Daniel may have been expressing some concern about that with that appendix. But Buddha nature, whether it is or is not a part of who I am, I think asks the question in a way that it cannot be answered. Is it there or is it not there? I think fundamentally we have to understand that separation, as we begin to separate, establishes categories. And as we establish categories, we set up correct, wrong, likes, dislikes. And it is those categories and separations that result in difficulties for ourselves and for others. Is there fundamentally a potential for enlightenment? Is there enlightenment itself? And if we are able to agree that there is that possibility of enlightenment, then there's movement. If we cannot agree that there is enlightenment, which many people agree, that there is no such thing as enlightenment, or enlightenment is not important, then they move in another direction. whether the understanding of enlightenment from a Judeo-Christian sense perspective or a Buddhist perspective, there is a difference, and the conclusions that are drawn from that are different. The perspectives that we carry with us affect how we relate to the world around us. As we were in that Sacred Heart Community Center, when we came back, we were having lunch, and we were talking about what we had experienced, and what was taking place at the center could be understood as dana, as selfless giving, a deep Buddhist principle. And it was being expressed in a non-Buddhist context. That dana was being expressed in a non-Buddhist context. So what you name it, what categories you give it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yes?
Well, it's not so much a question, but I guess sometimes I'm left with the feeling that enlightenment and non-enlightenment is a dualistic kind of a concept. I'm either enlightened or I'm
Not enlightened.
not. And it feels dualistic.
It is. It is dualistic. That we separate for our convenience.
That we separate for our convenience, when isn't there something similar?
Yeah, that's why Harriet's question about entering or temporarily entering enlightenment, there's a kind of a middle that you're actually, really going back and forth between the two. But in order to sustain that becomes the difficult thing to do. And somebody like Shakyamuni Buddha was able to do that, to sustain that perspective and understanding, to sustain that things as they are. Okay, we passed time. Time's up. Thank you very much.